And welcome to Box Free with Stephanie. Today I want to show you how to make some basic foods with simple ingredients from scratch, and I hope you discover cooking box free is fast and delicious. So let's cook together. Today we're going to make a pizza. We're going to make chicken ranch pizza, and the first thing I need to do is get my dough out of my bread machine. I do kind of cheat in the fact that I use my bread machine to make my dough, but I'm still using homemade dough, I guess. So whatever kind of pizza dough you want. If you want to buy dough or buy the frozen stuff or whatever, refrigerator, however it comes, you can do that. This is a 1 pound, oops, I forgot to do my pan, 1 pound loaf of bread. And just, whoa, that's a lot. Oh gosh. Ooh, that's a lot of oil. That's all right. Regular bread, that's what I'm saying. I didn't do anything special. When I make like pepperoni pizza, I do add like garlic and Italian seasoning to my pizza dough. And today, if I would have remembered, I would have added garlic powder or minced garlic or something, but I totally forgot. And it'll be fine. I use this plain bread dough when I'm doing, like I said, almost any other pizza besides like a traditional flavor, like when I do my cheeseburger pizza and chicken ranch and whatever, anything else. So, but you can flavor your crust however you want. So I'm just going to take a few minutes and spread this out, and I might let it rest for a minute here. Pizza dough, of course, I wish I could do it like the way they whoosh, you know, like whoosh, back and forth, and I've tried a couple times, and I don't know, I think maybe my dough isn't, the yeast isn't like that well developed where it can take the beating kind of and make it work. So I just do it this way, and it only takes me like 2 minutes, whatever, 3 minutes. If you see air bubbles, you want to try to get them out, but you just need a little bit of time for your dough to kind of adjust to being from here out to here. And I was going to chop up my green onion while I waited, but I think I'll just keep going. It's almost done. And then I'll chop it, and then I'll kind of recheck it. I sometimes will pre-bake my pizza crust if it's really thick. If I'm doing like a 1.5 pound amount of dough, bread dough. And a 1 pound is basically 2 cups of flour versus 3 cups of flour is how I have my bread machine figured out. And then I just set it on the dough setting. Okay, so that's it. It's a little tiring, but not too bad. So right now I'm just going to chop up my green onions. I just want 2 green onions. You can do as many as you want. I mean, all this pizza is super flexible. Anything is flexible when you're cooking from scratch. So all these recipes are just kind of a give and take, whatever you feel like making. I just like to have the green onion, and there's all kinds of different chicken ranch. Some people don't put the green peppers or the tomatoes on there, so kind of whatever you feel like. See, it's how my dough is like shrinking away. So while I'm letting it kind of sit there and get used to being big, I'm gonna dice my tomato. This was one that I had kind of already used some of it already. So we're just going to use up the rest because you don't really need a whole tomato. Even this is going to be plenty of tomato. But I like to add the fresh tomato in there. Again, you don't have to if you don't want to, but that's how I like my chicken ranch. Oh boy, this is awfully slippery and my hands are all like greasy. Oh gosh, that's all right. Just as long as I don't cut my fingers off, which I shouldn't. And did you know when you're using tomatoes, you should use a serrated blade? It kind of cuts through the peels better. Like this doesn't really matter. I could probably use my big monster knife. But when you're chopping through like this piece with the peel, then a serrated blade is a little bit better. So like here, you'd want serrated. Oh, maybe I should, can you sharpen a serrated? I don't know. Then you can flip it over, and then it makes it, ooh, even easier. All right. Oh, I did cut my thumbnail right off. Okay, I've done that before. Yeah, I've got a story about shucking corn and like losing my fingernail and then eating it. I didn't eat it, but somebody found it. I found it, I think it was me. Like months later, it was the craziest thing. It was actually not very pleasant. So there's my gross story about fingernails. They kind of protect you, right? Like, I don't know, it works. But not always very fun. Okay, so back to the cooking. We don't want to talk about fingernails and food. That's kind of disgusting. So I'm just going to push this out and then I'm ready because I've got my chicken. That was leftover chicken. My bacon I cooked this morning when I was making breakfast. I cooked 3 slices of bacon and then I diced them up. And I'm just kind of making sure this is all even because I can feel there are some really thin spots and then some thicker spots. And I'd like it to be a little more consistent. All right, so I have about 1 cup of chicken. I don't know, that's how much I had left over. I have 3 strips of bacon, which makes about a 1/3 cup. We'll just call it that. And then I've got ranch, good old Hidden Valley ranch, which I'm not a ranch person actually. I don't really love it the way most Midwesterners do. But I'm going to glob it on my pizza because this is my only sauce. And I feel like my chicken ranch, like you gotta taste the ranch. And I'm gonna go pretty close to the crust because a lot of times when I make homemade pizza, I don't make like a thick crust on it. You know, at the end I just leave it flat, just because I don't feel like I don't need that extra crust. So I go right to the edge, almost like a flatbread. You might think of it as, I guess. So you could call this a gigantic flatbread if you wanted to. Okay, no, I don't know. I think the crust is going to get a little bit thick for that. But we're going to call that good. And then I'm going to do like 1/2 cup of cheddar cheese on the bottom. I've also seen these made different ways where you put all the cheese down and then you put your bacon and your chicken on and that's on the top. But I don't know. I like to have cheese on the top for some reason. But I do want to do a little bit on the bottom here just so that I guess so my stuff has something to stick to. I don't know, I don't always do this, but with this one, because I like to have 2 kinds of cheeses, the cheddar and the mozzarella, I just do a little bit of cheddar and then I keep the white cheese for the top. But you could do it any way you want to. That's just how I'm doing it today. And so, I don't know how much that cheese was. We're going to say 1/2 cup, right? Because who knows? It looks like 1/2 cup. Then I'm going to just sprinkle this on, hopefully somewhat evenly. And these are kind of some decent sized chunks. Boy, maybe this is going to be too much chicken. But you can make them whatever size you want. If your family really loves chicken, then just load it up. And then that's going to make everybody happy. And if they're more into bacon, then load up the bacon. And if they want both, then put everything on there. And it'll be like a meat pizza. This kind of is like a meat pizza. Except instead of pepperoni, we've got chicken. And I don't even know what kind of chicken this was. I mean, like what pieces. It was just chicken. Just cut up chicken. Okay, so that's a pretty decent amount, right? That's a hefty amount. And then bacon. Bacon and chicken. They go very good together. It's like turkey and pumpkin pie. They go good together too. Okay, so that was just about enough. I mean, you could always do more bacon. You could do lots of bacon, I'm sure. But that was 3 strips, and I think that looks pretty good. Okay, then actually I'm going to do my green pepper next. Or, oh my gosh, not my green pepper. My green onion. And that's just because it makes it look pretty. So I suppose I could put this on the top, but it also gives it that nice subtle flavor. Like these green onions aren't like a super strong taste. But they still give a nice oniony taste without being like, woo, got some onions. Oh gosh, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Ooh, something. Okay, now fresh tomatoes can be a little bit juicy, like see all that juice coming out? So I'm gonna try to squeeze out some of my juice because I should be squeezing it in here. There's not a lot coming out, but I don't want all that juice to get onto my crust and make it like soggy or yucky and stuff. So I'm gonna just squeeze this out. And you know, I don't always add fresh tomatoes to my pizza. to put it in the oven, I add fresh tomatoes to like my cheeseburger pizza and put it on top afterwards. But for this one, I like it to be baked in there, and so I don't want all this juicy stuff. So even though I start with fresh tomatoes, I squeeze all the good stuff out maybe. But that's okay. It's not that bad. And it's really messy. It's fun to be messy in the kitchen, I think. So I don't mind doing that messy job. Okay, where do I need tomatoes? Here, here. This is looking really good, isn't it? Yum. All right, so I just have to rinse my hands really quickly because they're really full of tomatoes. Oh my gosh, did you guys see that? I'm like the craziest. I'm the craziest safety person. I should never be like a safety officer. It's important to be safe, and I am apparently not very safe. Jeez. Okay, so I have shredded cheese, which I have no idea why. I never buy shredded cheese, but it's in my fridge, and so like I must have bought it for something, and I can't remember what I bought it for because I don't like it because it has like this anti-caking thing on it, and so I don't know, when I make pizza, I always just buy like the chunk or whatever, and then I just grate it because I've got this lovely grater that's really sharp and takes off my fingernails. Actually, that didn't take it off today, did it? No, I just cut it off. Anyway, it does take off my fingernails, but I don't usually buy grated cheese, and I have no idea why I had this in the fridge, so we're just using it up today. So that was 8 ounces, okay, which seems like a lot. If I would have been grating cheese on here, I'm not sure that I would have put that much on. I suppose I would have. This is like really little pieces. Mine are, you know, bigger chunks in general. So we're just going to call that good. That's half a pound of mozzarella and then all the cheddar. Okay, it's messy and it's going to be delicious, and we're going to throw it in the oven. I got my oven at 425, so it's really hot, which is what you want for a pizza oven. I mean, you should do like 450 even, but I'm not. So, ooh, that's hot. Okay. So I'm gonna let that cook for like 15 to 18 minutes. I'll check it at 15 and then I'll wait till it's nice and golden, and then I'll pull it out and we'll eat it. Okay, I'll be back in 15 minutes. Okay, we are back. It's been about 18 minutes and my pizza looks delicious. So I just turned my oven off, and it's nice and golden. Look at that thing. Isn't that just like gorgeous? Oh. So you bake pizza on the bottom rack so that the crust gets done better and faster. So this just looks lovely with the green and the red and then the nice golden mozzarella. So I really want to take a bite of it, but it just came out of a 425-degree oven. So it's a definite like burn the roof of your mouth kind of thing, but we're going to just do a little slice here, because I just am really dying to see how it tastes. It smells really good. Okay, lost my little tomato there. All right. So I'm going to try this piece, but I really don't want to burn my tongue. Okay, so you can see how the ranch is down on there, and how the tomatoes have not made it very juicy, but like there's a little bit right here, but it's not bad. So I'm really glad I squeezed the juice out of my tomatoes, is my point. And I'm delaying so that I can not burn the roof of my mouth off. So I've got chicken, bacon, tomato. I need to grab a little bitty green onion from over here. I'm going to steal this. Okay, so now I've got everything on here. Oh, there's the green onion right there. Okay. I just like pizza when it's not the red sauce. Like, it's just fun to have pizza that's a different taste, you know? So this has that different taste. It's good. And with the onions, it's really nice and oniony tasting, in my opinion. Okay, that's it. Chicken ranch pizza. So thank you very much for watching Box Free with Stephanie. I hope you like the show. I hope you try this and your family thinks it's just as good as the pizza shop. And thanks for watching. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you guys in the next show. Okay, bye.